Hey everybody. Hey everybody, it's Pete. Good morning. Welcome to a new episode of today's Best Stock Picks. It's Tuesday morning, October 6th, 2020. Futures are basically neutral, but we had a pretty odd day yesterday where a lot of stocks, and we're going to talk about three sector specific, industry specific ideas, rallied without market internals being obvious. As a matter of fact, they were the opposite of what you would have expected. And specifically, we use the tick reading, the New York Stock Exchange ARMS index. Typically, when the market's gapping higher and pushing and pushing and pushing, you normally see more stocks upticking than downticking, which kind of supports the move, that's where a lot of conviction in your trades comes from. You're like, and this is there, and this is there, and this is there. And you feel like, yeah, all right, we got confirmation. There's a lot of things that are saying, let's go. We didn't see that yesterday, which was super weird. We were seeing big pushes up, almost violent moves to the upside as day traders. We saw bullish gaps, we saw follow through, we saw closing on the highs, but volume was putrid for the most part. And we'll take a look at what we mean by that in the SPY specifically. I'm not going to say it was confusing because we made money. There was the obvious trade to make. You just didn't step on the gas with as much share size as you probably would have, because it just, something wasn't smelling right, you know? So the futures are neutral today, just slightly negative. The president back at the White House, we're still going to be reacting to this kind of stuff every day. And again, not to be political, it's just a headline-driven catalyst for us to be watching the markets right now. But what I do want to talk about is three different sectors, and we're going to mainly talk about, in the beginning, the solar stocks, about whether there's a trade now or whether or not we should be setting up a trade. And we're actually going to start out with CSIQ. Oh, by the way, if you find these videos helpful, definitely click down and become a subscriber. I'd really appreciate that. If you have any wins coming from any of the stocks that we call, let me know about that too. Leave a comment below the video. And if you want to trade live with me for 30 days, click down and learn about the boot camp. It's an amazing 30-day experience. So let's head on over to the charts. We're actually going to start out with CSIQ and some of those other stocks in the solar sector. So the big question right now is it too late to get involved in these stocks? And the short answer is yes, from a swing trading perspective, but I want to put you in position to win when the right opportunity unfolds to start to initiate a new trade. So whether it's CSIQ or RUN, or JKS, some of these stocks have just absolutely exploded. We're going to start out with CSIQ. We'll use this as the example. What we're looking for is this. We're looking for 2 days of negative trading. We're looking for what we call well offered and closing near the lows to initiate the next move long. Now, the stock has gone well bid 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6 out of the last 7 days, green 7 out of the last 7, actually 8 out of the last 8 days. That's a lot of buying in a very short period of time. It's $10 in a stock that normally doesn't move that far that fast. However, this is where real trading happens. This is where you earn your chops as a trader. Even if the trade is not setting up today, it needs to be in your watch list. I would love to see the stock pull back to somewhere around 34, 34 and a half to look to initiate a new long and quite possibly hold it into the rest of the year, which is a longer term play for me personally, because I'm usually looking for that 5 to 7 day window. So the trade here in CSIQ is you can still day trade the stock because it has liquidity and activity, but the odds of following through on a new swing trade over the next 3 to 5 days are pretty small. We'll probably end up seeing what we saw in RUN, which is this kind of price action. So we want to let it pause, and now RUN is setting up a new trade. So CSIQ, wait, RUN looking to trade outside of this consolidation. The biggest trade of the day today that I think has the most potential, I want you to write this down, is W. W actually had a really nice rally off of the lows that we hit in the beginning of September, and now it's consolidated for a few days with room to go, roughly $40 to the next target. So we're going to have RUN on our list today, and you need to be prepared for this stock right out of the gate, because damn, when these kind of setups, and I don't want to get too much into the setup because that's stuff that we talk about in the boot camp, this kind of setup actually lends itself to explosive moves very quickly. And you can see the kind of move. This is what we're looking for, these kind of days over here. So make sure that have W is on your list today as well. Other sectors I want to talk about is semiconductor stocks yesterday had some really good bullish price action yesterday. Not quite perfect order flow, but we're actually looking at some really solid buying and closing near the highs yesterday. Also, the banks. I'm not at all looking to say, hey, let's start buying these things. But again, real trading, real professional trading is setting up the next trade, setting up the next opportunity. And the banks now, with bullish gaps and follow through, they might be starting to wake up a little bit. Again, this is what real trading is. You start to put the pieces together. You have the semiconductors, you have the banks, you have the solars, and now you're not stuck in some of these large cap stocks that a lot of people love to trade, which myself included, but are just not in play right now. So we need to make sure our money is in the right place where we're getting price action in our favor, obvious move in our favor, smart money is going into those trades. And that's what it means to be a trader at the highest level, is you're paying attention, your money's in the right stocks, you're learning how to adjust share size, learning how to hold which stocks longer, which stocks to scale out of, and understanding sector rotation. This is one of the most exciting parts of trading to me. So some other stocks that we take a look at, OMI, finally traded into a setup that we liked yesterday. We're looking for some follow through here again today, which obviously not a super expensive stock, so a lot of people can get involved in this one. BNTX was called out by Kai in the community yesterday. It might be a little bit extended to start a new swing trade, but you can absolutely be involved in the stock maybe for a day or two. ENPH, sticking with the solar sector, to give everybody an idea of which stocks to have in your watch list. Love the stock, love the price action. I want to let it settle in for a little bit though. Keep it in your watch list. BYND, which I was actually calling for the stock to roll over, it is not rolling over. It's still sitting above these resistance levels, above 170. So look, we had 4 days, 3 days maybe of consolidating, and a super bullish day yesterday, looking for follow through today. AMD, we just talked about. Sticking with tech stocks, it is now Marvel, MRVL, not Marvel Studios. I'm a big comic book fan. This is Marvel Tech, seeing a really clean, what we call 20-day breakout. Now, the thing about these 20-day breakouts, as you see here, very often they fail. Broke out and failed, broke out and failed, broke out. Will it succeed? I don't know, but I'm giving you the price action that you're looking for. You want to see a breakout followed by a well-bid candlestick. So if this stock opens higher today and starts trading above yesterday's close and yesterday's high, you want to make sure that it maintains that price level. If it doesn't, watch today's stop loss video and you'll understand how to properly manage that trade. DFS, Discover Financial, and DKS, both of those breaking out. Out of the two of them, I like DKS better. DFS is in that sector with the financials, not necessarily banks, but you can actually understand that they need to percolate a little bit before we start getting involved there, maybe as a day trade. HZNP, we're going through the entire alphabet right now. This is a stock that you can see is making new highs that it hasn't seen ever. So what we're looking for here is anytime a stock is kissing all-time highs, you have to have it on your radar. We're looking for well bid and above yesterday's high to initiate a trade. So have that stop loss, excuse me, not a stop loss, a buy stop set around 83 at the very least. Put the buy stop in, an alert, put an alert up in that area. Rounding out the last two, we're looking at NVTA. We went now well bid. We're at resistance. I got a $46 buy stop in there as well. And last but not least, SQ, just a really good day yesterday. And you can see why we're excited about it. There it is at all-time highs. Looking for follow through in SQ again today too. I don't care that it's opening lower. I still want to buy the stock. We'll have my strict criteria of understanding where and how to buy that stock. That's the kind of stuff that we teach in the community. But just know that SQ will be in the list as well again today too. So hope this list finds you well today. Keep an eye on those bank stocks that perking up a little bit. Not quite yet, but you need to understand sector rotation. You need to understand when you need to start watching a list there again. Yesterday, the semiconductor stocks, not really awesome order flow, but a great 1 or 2 days worth of buying. So we're going to look for some follow through today. Maybe we can make some extra cash flow there as well. Solar stocks, no pun intended, on fire. Just a question of which one you get involved with today. So plenty of stuff to look at again today. We're not going to lack volatility. It should be pretty good to trade again today. Super important to be ready for that opening 90 minutes because we were kind of like drifting in the afternoons. But the morning, there's been money to be made. There's opportunity in the morning if you have the right game plan. So hopefully some of these stocks will give you a chance to put those stocks into your watch list and make some money today. Have a great day, everybody.